I am Dr. Vinita Bhadoria, Associate Professor of English in Government College, Behror. Today's topic is a short story, Birthday, written by Vaicom Mohammed Basheer. Full name of Vaicom Mohammed Basheer is Abdul Rahman Mohammed Basheer. Abdul Rahman is the name of his father, and Vaicom is the name of a village. He was born on 21st January 1908 at Thalayo La Parambu, Vaicom, Kottayam district, Travancore. He was died on 5th July 1994 at Vaipur district, Calicut in Kerala. He was a freedom fighter and writer of Malayalam literature, prose and fiction. He has written short stories, novels, essays, and memoirs. His notable works include Balikal Sakhi, Shabdangal, Pethumayadu, Mithailukal, Janmadin. Janmadin is the birthday, translated version, and Anargha Nimisham, etc. The translations of his works into other languages have earned him worldwide acclaim. Many of his works is informed by the events and his experiences during the freedom struggle. The activism that distinguished his early life informs tales such as Birthday and Amma. Though he does not sentimentalize either the ties of affection nor the hardships. Due to poverty, his work provides a clear picture of both. One of his notable work, Mithailukal, means the walls, shows him as having moved on from the kind of work he did during the struggle for independence. Though set within a prison, it is in a far more gentle frame of mind, and there are no retellings of police or jail atrocities. He was honored by various awards. He got Sahitya Academy Fellowship in 1970, Kerala Sahitya Academy Fellowship in 1970, Kerala Sahitya Academy Award in 1970. In 1982, he got Padma Shri Award. In 1989, he got Kerala State Film Award for Best Story. 1992, he got honored for Lalitambika Antharjanam Award. 1993, Muttathu Varke Award, and again in 1993, Velathol Award. He got these awards and many more awards in his lifetime. His language, theme, and characters in the works of Basheer. Basheer is known for his unconventional style of language. He liked to write the language spoken by the commons and did not care about the grammatical correctness of his sentences. Initially, even his publishers was unappreciative of the beauty of his language. They edited out or modified conversations. Basheer was outraged to find his original writings transcribed into standardized Malayalam, devoid of freshness and natural flow, that he forced them to publish the original one instead of the edited one. The major theme of all Basheer's stories is love and humanity. Love, hunger, and poverty, life in prison are recurring themes in his works. There is enormous variety in them of narrative style, of presentation, of philosophical content, of social comment and commitment. Characters in Basheer works were marginalized people like gamblers, thieves, pickpockets, and prostitutes, and they appeared in his works naive and pure. An astute observer of human character, he skillfully combined humor and pathos in his works. Apart from the writing skills, or as a writer, he was a freedom fighter also, and that's why the theme of his fictional writings are based much on his first hand experience gained through the freedom struggle. He has suffused the theme of bonds of affection and the effects of the poverty, leading the lives of such people to misery. He left Birthday is a short story written by Vaicom Muhammad Basheer. Birthday is the translation of Basheer's heart-touching story Janmadin, published in 1944. Originally, the story was written in Malayalam, which was translated into English by Samuel Mathai. The story gives a detailed account of a day in the narrator's life. The day was coincidentally his birthday too. There is an autobiographical element note prevalent in the story. The focus is made on a single day's event and experience. It is one of the most famous short stories of the Bashir. The story ends with a cheering note, but the sufferings borne by narrators leave an everlasting impression on the reader's mind as an appealing story based on realism. Note of humor and pathos makes the story a delightful reading. In the in Janmdin, the birthday, the author was struggling to make his birthday a real memorable incident by having three times. He went to a hotel to had his breakfast just to get disappointed since he had some previous dues. Then he thought of going to Hamid to had his lunch, for which the author had been invited. However, he missed that too. At 3:30 p.m., he had been lent 2 annas by a boy who were working as a servant in bank clerk Krishna Pilla's house. When he reached the author for a matchstick, the author kept 1 anna for later purpose, and with remaining 1 anna he ordered for dosa, tea and bidi. At night, 9 p.m., when he laid for sleep with an empty stomach, he could not. Later, he stole food from nearby room. Throughout the story, the author underscored the starvation many people were undergoing then. The author made us to think there were thousands who found it difficult to foothold of one-time meal. The narrator suffered utter penury. He had to make a struggle even to acquire a cup of tea, and that to an special day in his life, his birthday. Which birthday? It was not clear in his mind. It was true that it was true that one more year of his striving life passed, but which birthday was it actually? He conjectured it might be 26th, 30th, or 47th. There was nothing certain. He was much upset. He was satisfied to look at his appearance in mirror. It was all right, but a white line in his hair made him realize that his youth was passing and he was growing towards old age. When he stroked his head, he felt some headache, but why? It was supposed to be caused by not getting a cup of tea since morning. He had no means to get one, and his acquaintances did not offer any. Outwardly, he appeared as a well to do person, even if the items of his dress were all borrowed ones. He had no money to buy a cup of tea and meal, and the rent of his room was overdue. When he told the clock selling children that he had no money, there was disbelief in their faces. He had a wide range of acquaintances in the country. His friends were males and females too, from Cape Comorin to Kashmir and Karachi to Calcutta. He had a broad thinking with a feeling of fraternity and partition which is revealed through his following words: "Let my love spread and overflow India like the fragrant light of the full moon." But could he gain true love from his friends? Yes, occasionally he did, but it was not a constant flow of emotions towards each other. He remembered his emotional attachment with the parents. He was an unmindful child then, but now he had labels such as revolutionary, seditionist, blasphemer, communist, and so on. Hamid's invitation to him for meal proved a futile exercise for him. He had some expectations on his birthday, but ultimately he fell ill in a great misery. Even his acquaintances overlooked him merely on the grounds that a detective was following him. His acquaintances, Mr. P, did not offer him even a cup of tea, but he was interested in him only in getting his articles to be published in his own name. His friend Gangadhar also troubled him by exacting an anna for ferry fare. He communicated his message to Gangadhar: "Let the flames of revolution rise everywhere." The narrator's landlord was also indifferent about his mission and the prevailing conditions. He disliked the narrator as he could not pay the rent regularly. He was interrogated by the police for an hour, but he was a helpless creature who always tried to run his own life with difficulty. The bespectacled fellow also did not help him when he sent a note on a scrap, but the fellow made his poverty open to all, which was felt as humiliating to the sufferer. It was his birthday, but he could not get any meal, even after efforts, though he lay in his bed. But sleep was difficult to come by, and contrary to his determination, he had to steal meal by going silently to Matthew's kitchen, though later Matthew approved of what he had done. The story ends with a cheering note, but the sufferings borne by the narrator leave an everlasting impression on the reader's mind as an appealing story based on realism. This is the story of birthday, how a poor man wants to celebrate his birthday, but he did not get a cup of tea or a meal throughout the day. And this is not the story of the writer or narrator. It is the story of many poor people in India or in world. So writer left something to think about. This is all in this video. Thank you very much.